Welcome to Carrow Road as Norwich City meet Portsmouth in the Sky Bet Championship. It's a division where almost every team has something to play for, and this is a fixture with greater resonance for the visitors, whose position just above the bottom three is becoming more uncomfortably perilous by the hour. Though Norwich still have an outside shot at a place in the playoffs, it is realistically now beyond them, so perhaps the owners may well fall on Portsmouth to take the greater risks, knowing 3 points clearer could take them well above the drop zone. As Portsmouth come forward with Potts, who's had quite a few touches of the ball. Ritchie's whipped in ball and the header is in from Bishop. The goalkeeper got some of it, but nowhere near enough of it. And Colby Bishop has scored a significant goal for Pompey. 3 points above the bottom three. Goals precious, points precious, and Bishop's provided a killer blow maybe.
Well, it's a brilliant cross, and Bishop does well to get the header on target. Could Long do better? I know that he's in for Angus Gunn, and that's a big change. But this cross ball, if you keep your eye on the goalkeeper, Bishop does ever so well. He's onside, and he just peels away to the back there. I think a good goalkeeper in top form would keep that out.
Bishop did well to stay onside and guide it on target.
Yeah, he's been doing that his whole career, Richie. Just putting it into a really dangerous area, and thankfully he had someone on the move just to take advantage of it.
And there's going to be no offside. Murphy's come from his own half. What can he do with the ball? Right across the face of the goal. He showed it to the left side and pushed it wide of the far post.
Well, Fisher was caught further up the pitch. That left the space for Murphy to go and attack that right back area. He's up here against Shane Duffy. I thought he might have come in on his right foot. Now you can see the style of Norwich. They want to play out the goal kicks or taking always short. But here's where they're dangerous, in behind.
And Signs is always a danger. And he's won a corner.
Really good forward pass from Kenny McLean, and Signs, he's always a willing runner.
Whips it in to that near post. It was helped on and off the line by Potts and then driven in by Sargent. And Portsmouth lead lasted only a matter of a few moments. A really instinctive smack into the roof by Josh Sargent. And after Potts had cleared it off the line, Sargent whipped it into the back of the net.
Well, the corner caused so many problems. I don't even know if there was a flick on at the front post, but it was definitely cleared off the line by Potts. And just look how controlled this effort is. How often do you see them skied high and wide?
Sargent again shows his dexterity. Schwartau and Fisher headed it straight at the goalkeeper. What an opportunity, but he couldn't plant it either side of the goalkeeper.
Well, that's your right back, and he's in an attacking area. And he's tried to head it down. I mean, a really good cross ball. It's hung up at the back post, and he headers it down, but the goalkeeper is right there. He gets himself in front and keeps it out. He'll certainly be annoyed at the goal that they conceded, John Mousinho. I mean, no one at the front post and just a ball going through to the back post, no one touching it. But of course, credit to Sargent for the finish.
And here comes Murphy at the other end. Another dangerous ball, and Ritchie is there to restore Portsmouth's lead. And he knows who to thank. Murphy didn't give it up, and then he had the awareness to square it. And Ritchie, who carved out the opening for the first goal, is there on hand to finish for the second. And Portsmouth are back in front.
Great finish, controlled finish. But look at the part Murphy plays here. Going down the left-hand side and getting a quality ball into the box. And it's not just Murphy who's there. He's got two teammates, he's got another one at the edge of the box, and they flood forward. They have options in the box, and it's Matt Ritchie who takes advantage.
Portsmouth trying to keep it alive. Headed away by Cordoba. And then drilled in at pace, but maybe Hayden can get to it. Penalty. Hayden did get to it, but he had his ankle tapped, and Portsmouth have themselves a penalty. Stoppage time at the end of the first half, and an opportunity maybe to create some daylight. The shot parried, and as Hayden got to the rebound, was he just clipped? The referee said most definitely. So Bishop to try and give Portsmouth a 2-goal lead. Bishop scores. Norwich 1, Portsmouth 3. Daylight beginning to develop between themselves and the bottom three. And the delight is evident among those who have been chanting the Pompey chimes.
When you think of the amount of Panenkas you see, and the short build-up, the short run-up, and the soft touches, there's a different way to take a penalty. Laces right through it, down the middle.
Duffy. Stacey. Good tackle by Ogilvie. Here's Murphy. Well, he might have gone for the near post effort. And then Bishop! Hat-trick! What a day for Bishop! What a day for Pompey! Might this be the win, on the assumption that it will be, that keeps Portsmouth in the Championship?
Yet again, Murphy, I mean, he fires at a cross goal, and it's unconvincing again. George Long, I think, has got to do better there. It's a loose ball. Murphy again setting up Bishop for the finish. I like the little movement from Bishop, where he was going in at the front post, then just peels away for a yard or two, just to give Murphy a better angle to find him.
Delia Smith, who has been very much a part of the Norwich City setup for decades. That might be a foul. The referee waves play on. Good advantage. And here comes Stacey round the outside. And Norwich are suddenly back in it again. Sloppy in the end to give the ball away. In fairness to Stacey, there was still a lot of work to do, but he drove from the right wing-back position and rifles Norwich back into this game again. Norwich 2, Portsmouth 4.
Well, there you go, a slack pass in the middle of the park, and all of a sudden Norwich are on the attack. And it's Stacey, the substitute, who's in isolation. He's allowed to drive just to the corner of the 6-yard box, and he finishes it really well.
Foul by Marcondes on Ogilvie. Gives Portsmouth a free kick with 20 to play. And they probably knew the significance of a defeat today would allow the likes of Luton and Derby to look more favourably at teams like Portsmouth above them. But so far, they have responded brilliantly. Here's Awashish. It's a good ball as well, and it's another goal. They have their fifth. Regan Poole up from the back, and Norwich were only briefly back in the hunt, and Portsmouth surely now have ensured a precious 3 points.
Poole, the centre-back, up in attack here. There's Bishop with that lovely pass, Ashish, and then the cutback. And there's the finish. It goes in off Fisher, but he's not going to keep it out. It was going in anyway. Certainly Poole's goal.
Portsmouth fans sifting through their songbooks. Here comes Stacey. Trying to get the better of Ogilvie again. Dangerous ball in. Cleared by Poole. And out for a Norwich corner.
He was almost there at the front post, Marcondes. The substitute was a really good ball into the box.
It's not a bad ball either, and it's prodded, no. Saved on the line by the goalkeeper, Schmidt.
Well, we're seeing our fair share of drama and action in and around the 18-yard box. So many chances.
Forson will get the last few minutes. And Norwich will have a late corner. Right in a hurry to take it. Flicked on at the near and in by Marcondes. 5-3. Well, maybe the added time board might be a pivotal moment in this game when we see it in a few seconds' time.
How did that go in? But I've got to say, Norwich have done well at corners where they tend to win every single ball at the front post. They make sure they've got someone who gets in front of any Portsmouth defender.
A victory which might already be enough for them to stay in the Sky Bet Championship. They've moved 6 points clear of the bottom three. Norwich know they will be a championship team next season. Impossible now for them to make the playoffs. Portsmouth and their hero Colby Bishop with a hat-trick, and he's taking the match ball. The contrast between the two sets of supporters couldn't be more than it is right now. A deflated Norwich 3, an elated Portsmouth 5.